A Clockwork Orange is a film that focuses on reformation, nature, and control. These words mean nothing by themselves. Their meaning comes from many places and details in the work that we'll delve into to figure out what it all meant. A Clockwork Orange is set in a somewhat dystopian future. The specific year and location are not disclosed, but it is clearly not the present and not a safe place. You could make the argument that it's just the region we're privy to or just what we are shown specifically, but either way, the place the film takes us to is dirty, unsupervised, and alien. It's a place that is certainly not altogether or well off.
It's a stinky world because there's no law and order anymore.
Allowing for gangs to rule the night, and even walk around freely during the days. The visual style of the film helps to establish this sterile world. Usually, flat, wide shots are used to show off the surroundings, which are often crammed, yet bland and impersonal. Not that minimalism always showcases this, but in context, it adds to the world being strange or off-putting. It makes you feel that it could easily facilitate the creation of colorful gang culture to offset this. The mindset created by this is uncomfortable. The whole film is just plain uncomfortable. At no point are we shown anything wholly wonderful or glorified. The actions, even those of our protagonist, are purely awful. We see violence, rape, corruption, hatred, and anger. Even moments that seem redemptive are just faked or after we've already seen a poor side.
About this new treatment that gets you out of prison in no time at all.
The crutch of which lay squarely on our friend and humble narrator, the self-named Alex DeLarge. Alex is someone based in impulse and by extension, his own nature. He's the kind of person that can use charm, faked or not, into getting completely random women to sleep with him, yet will also rape someone for the pleasure of the act or the thrill of the aggression. He's someone that gets his facilities taken away in prison, and yet uses the Bible as a sort of contact high. He's the guy to be relatively well off, and yet steal for the keepsake or bragging rights. Alex takes what he wants because his nature is telling him that's what he should do. There's no real logic or thought process.
My mind is a blank. And I'll smash your face for you, your blockos.
He just knows there's a time to be on, a time to be off, and a time to push it even further. He may not know who he is, but he knows what he's about. Which is a key to this film, what someone is about, his or her deepest instincts or their human nature. In a world that cares more for scientific advancement than deeper ethical quandaries,
we're not concerned with motives, with a higher ethics. We are concerned only with cutting down crime.
why wouldn't people see a negative aspect of society like crime as something to snuff out through experiment as opposed to true reform?
Men on that moon, and men spinning around the earth. There's not no attention paid to earthly law and order no more.
True reform being psychologically, culturally, or socially based. A system or group of techniques trying to usher someone to understand that other people deserve a right to live uninterrupted.
It's wrong because it's like against society. It's wrong because everybody has the right to live and be happy without being told, chopped and knifed.
No, boy, you really must leave it to us.
Not just a process of shoving it down their throat, even if what they are doing is horrific. Reformation, or the lack thereof, being a strong second motif, is not something in this culture's mindset.
The one man in this sore and sick community who wants to save you from yourself.
Not only in the scientific field, but also in a broader sense.
I've learned my lesson, sir. I see now what I've never seen before. I'm cured. Praise God.
You're not cured yet, boy.
Eye for an eye is a term thrown around casually.
You've made others suffer. It's only right that you should suffer proper.
Along with the concept of revenge. People aren't seeing Alex as someone who is in need of some help or channel to get rid of some of his impulses, but as someone who once did wrong and deserves punishment. One of the few people that does try to help him not only originally intends for his acts to be of some
You who are also another kind of victim should come here.
political benefit,
There are great traditions of liberty to defend. The tradition of liberty is all.
but once he learns of past transgressions that touched his life, he decides to punish. He even has others attend to Alex for this prior purpose, yet they stick around for the torture with no objection. Oh, and deciding that your efforts are wrong based on public outcry.
And when you leave here, you will have no worries. We shall see to everything. A good job on a good salary.
Then setting someone up with the best of amenities, still with no outlet for their potentially harmful nature, that's no reformation either. So what were people using Alex's treatment and follow-up cure for, if not proper reformation?
As I was saying, Alex, you can be instrumental in changing the public's verdict.
Our last motif, control. Control of popular opinion, control of undesirable elements, control of government seats. Despite the loose structure the early film seems to imply, there's so much control on display, from the tight corridors of the shopping areas to the overly proper procedure of the prison guard. Maybe it's that uncontrollable nature of the world that's making these background forces vie for their brand of structure. Or maybe it's just human nature.
Sheep, thought I. But a real leader knows always when like to give and show generous to his unders.
Human nature is not purely instinctive. A lot of it is learned behaviors or mutation in our vast gene pool. What is art? Some definitions would present it as an extension or reflection of something distinctively human. So would violating or disregarding art be desecrating human nature? This film seems to think so. Alex, someone so based in his nature, also loves classical music, specifically a song meant to represent the height of human achievement, the Ninth Symphony, which is used as anything from the door to a defining attribute for Alex.
Oh, it was gorgeousness and gorgeosity made flesh.
To unintentionally used filler music by the scientific community.
Are you referring to the background score?
His crimes and sex are accompanied by classical music. He sees film as more realistic than reality.
It's funny how the colors of the real world only seem really real when you video them on a screen.
He cares so much about these basic, beautiful things.
What's all this about sin? Using one big man like that, he can do harm to anyone. Beethoven, just stop music.
While the world around him mocks it, destroys it, personalizes it, uses it to poison, uses it to torture. His world has no respect for classic, tried and true art, just like they have no respect for a boy's choice.
He will be your true Christian, ready to turn the other cheek.
Choice is natural. The ability to make decisions and deal with consequences to be human. Specific choices can be destructive, and in a society, there are certain actions that cannot exist. Reformation, then, is a noble cause. When done correctly, it guides human nature to work within a society. Most would look down on pure aggression and sexually deviant tendencies, so taking the time to put these in check is worthwhile. When people go other routes to take away from true reformation, however, including corralling perpetrators into one space with no attention to set a reformation, it breaks inherent rules. Trying to force human nature away instead of directing it to some use or taking away parts of nature that correspond to basic survival or even breeding is a flawed endeavor, especially when those in the intended habitat don't follow their own rules, are out of line, or act inappropriately in similar situations to those being looked down upon. Some societies don't care for any of this though. They use anything for control, however sacred or treasured. Whatever keeps people in check, maintains their level of power, or blinds them from whatever doesn't befit their ideas of a human being, they will use. Even on the young, healthy, and not fully developed. When you cross that line with someone who is pure, or in an abstract sense, purely driven, you create something wrong. A Clockwork Orange is a useless object, inherently natural, unnaturally augmented, forcefully used. Thank you.